Hi, I'm Michael Chiarello. Today I'm going to show you at home how to put the entertained back into your entertaining. We're taking some ordinary flavors and turning them into the extraordinary. With some Sargento Bistro blends, every day is a better day in the kitchen. The rules to successful entertaining are a couple of things. One is take a little time when you have some time to save some time when you don't. In other words, before my guests arrive today, I'm going to go ahead and get their appetizers already prepped up. Rule number 2, start with super big flavors. Today I'm going to show you how to take some Sargento Bistro blends and turn them into some spectacular dishes. To start off with, I have a potato chip already in the oven. Now one of the things that I love, I call it speed scratch, is take a really high quality ingredient. In this case, I took an olive oil potato chip. I warmed it up in a 300-degree oven for about 5 minutes. What that does is just brings out some of the oils out of the chip. Now I'm gonna spice it. You can use any spices that you love. In my case, I'm gonna use a little toasted fennel spice. But if you like chili powder, no problem. Any barbecue spices are fantastic. You just take a liberal spicing right on the chips. Because they're warmed up already in advance, the oil's gonna grab the spices and bring the flavors into the chip, which is exactly what we're looking for. Now the difference between a lot of home enthusiasts in the kitchen and professional chefs is we tend to look at layers of flavor. You take a really crispy, high quality potato chip here, a spice layer on top of that, and to finish it all off, we're gonna do a little sun-dried tomato and basil mozzarella bistro blend right on top. And that's just gonna melt and get really ooey and gooey, and the flavor, because it's built right in, is gonna add just a punch of flavor. One of the things you have to keep in mind when you're doing a little appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre is you want little teeny bites that are just chock full of flavor, and that's where the bistro blend comes in. Now we're gonna put those in a 300-degree oven just to weep the cheese. We don't want the cheese to cook too long. We want all of those fresh cheese flavors to remain intact. 300 degrees for about 7 minutes. Now while those are doing their thing in the oven, I'm gonna get going on hors d'oeuvre number 2. Now in Italian, we call these mozzarella in carrozza. What that means in English is just mozzarella in a carriage. In this case, the carriage is 2 slices of bread, just like this. A really nice high quality bread, not a white slice. This is a good French country loaf. What we're gonna do to start off with is we're gonna butter the side of the bread. And once I get this side of the bread buttered, I'm gonna turn them over. That's going to be the business end, the side that's going to go in the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and build our little panini, our little sandwiches right here. But before I do that, I'm going to make a really special little flavor that's super easy. So I have a pan that I've preheated. I take some extra virgin olive oil. I have a nice warm pan, which I love. We want some good color in there. And we're going to go into some garlic. And some anchovies that I've just mashed up a little bit. We're just gonna take these, and the garlic's gonna caramelize, the anchovies are gonna cook in there, all the flavor's gonna come together. I can go ahead and turn that off. And to finish it all off, a nice pinch of chili flakes in there. Now I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to make it really spreadable. The reason I didn't put all the olive oil in at the same time is I like the fresher flavor of the olive oil, so I'm using it as an ingredient, so I add it twice, once to cook and once for the flavor of the olive oil. See that? Is that fantastic? The flavors are just incredible. Foods like this should give everybody a hug as soon as they walk in the door, because they'll put their noses up in the air and everybody will know that somebody's been cooking. A little bit on both sides of the bread. All right. Now we're gonna take a little bistro blend flavored with sun-dried tomato and basil and fill up each one of these little sandwiches. See, I can skip the whole fresh herb piece because the basil is right in there, and I love the sun-dried tomato flavor with the mozzarella. And you wanna make sure that the cheese is really even throughout, so every bite is just perfect. We put our tops right back on our sandwiches, like this. Now what I have here is a little seasoned flour, just a regular all-purpose flour, salt and pepper, a little flour on each side. I'm gonna take my olive oil and get it ready in the pan. Just a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. A little egg on each side. And right into the pan. These are gonna cook on a medium-high heat until they get really nice and brown on this side. We'll turn them over, finish cooking them on the other side, and then cut them into some small bites. In the meantime, we can take a look at our potato chips and see how they're doing. See that? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see all that? We have the sun-dried tomato, the basil, the mozzarella, the fennel spice, and a beautiful potato chip to start off with. What you want to remember about entertaining, the whole idea is that people are entertained. They're not just coming over to eat. So you want to take foods that everybody understands and present it in the way that they couldn't imagine. In our case, we have a basic little grilled cheese sandwich turned spectacular with a little bistro blend, sun-dried tomatoes and basil, and in a carriage, a fantastic high-quality bread, and a little flour and egg mixture. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up into some nice little triangles. Now you could go ahead and prep these ahead and just leave them whole and throw them in a warm oven a couple minutes before you wanna serve them, and nobody will be the wiser. I'm gonna take a nice little serving tray, do them in some little bites like this. And I'll put out a few now and leave some whole to cut once they munch these down to nothing. And there you have it, a fantastic little fennel spice and bistro blend potato chips, speed scratch, super easy and super flavorful, and a mozzarella and Carrozza, a little carriage of fantastic cheese. That bistro blend once again with plenty of basil and sun-dried tomato flavor.